Picture this: a deadly, invisible threat that lurks in warm, fresh water, capable of causing fatal damage to your brain. Sounds like a sci-fi horror movie, right? Unfortunately, it's reality. Our world is full of unseen dangers, and one of the most terrifying among them is the brain-eating amoeba. This microscopic menace is a silent assassin, infiltrating our bodies without us even knowing. It's a real-life horror story playing out in our own backyards, and trust me, it's not a tale for the faint-hearted. The brain-eating amoeba is infamous for its lethal effects, causing devastating damage to the human brain. But what exactly is this invisible threat? And how does it manage to wreak such havoc within us? Well, hold on to your seats, folks, because we're about to embark on a journey into the microscopic world of this deadly parasite. Stay tuned as we delve into the world of this microscopic monster, the brain-eating amoeba. Meet Naegleria fowleri, the brain-eating amoeba. Don't be fooled by its complicated name. Its mission is simple and deadly. This single-celled organism, despite its microscopic size, is a force to be reckoned with. Found primarily in warm freshwater environments like lakes, hot springs, and even in inadequately chlorinated swimming pools, Naegleria fowleri thrives in temperatures up to 46 degrees Celsius. It's here, in these warm, moist environments, that this amoeba transitions into its most infectious form, the trophozoite. The trophozoite is a shapeshifter, transforming to adapt to its surroundings. It can morph into a flagellate to move swiftly in search of food, and when conditions become unfavorable, it transforms into a protective cyst, lying in wait until conditions improve. But it's the trophozoite form that gives Naegleria fowleri its terrifying moniker. Once inside a human host, it transforms into this predatory form, traveling up the nose to the brain where it begins its deadly feast. When the trophozoite reaches the brain, it starts to consume brain tissue, causing a rare and usually fatal infection known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM for short. PAM is swift and merciless, often leading to death within a week of the onset of symptoms. It's easy to brush off Naegleria fowleri as a rare, unlikely threat. After all, cases of PAM are few and far between. But consider this: the amoeba's microscopic size and ability to withstand a wide range of conditions make it a formidable adversary. We can't see it, we can't feel it, and by the time we realize it's there, it may already be too late. This is why understanding Naegleria fowleri is so crucial. Armed with knowledge, we can take steps to protect ourselves and our loved ones from this invisible executioner. Now that you know what we're dealing with, let's find out how this microscopic terror finds its way into the human brain. The journey of Naegleria fowleri from fresh water to the human brain is a chilling tale of infiltration. It's a story of a microscopic organism, invisible to the naked eye, yet capable of causing immense harm. Let's trace the path of this deadly amoeba. It all starts in warm freshwater bodies like lakes and hot springs. For the unwary swimmer or diver, a splash of water up the nose can provide an entry point for this parasite. It's important to note that drinking contaminated water does not lead to infection. It's the nasal passage that offers the direct route to the brain. Once inside, the amoeba navigates through the nasal mucosa, its journey fueled by the body's own warmth. It then breaches the cribriform plate, a thin bone that separates the nasal cavity from the brain. This is where the amoeba's destructive march truly begins. Having infiltrated the brain, the amoeba starts to feed on the nerve tissue, causing a devastating condition known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. The amoeba essentially devours the brain from the inside out, causing severe neurological damage and, in most cases, death. This process is shockingly fast. From entry to death, the timeline can be as short as a week. The speed and severity of the infection make it incredibly difficult for doctors to diagnose and treat in time. The Naegleria fowleri's path to the brain is not just a tale of infiltration, but also a reminder of the delicate balance of our bodies. It's an illustration of the invisible threats we face and the vital importance of awareness. As we delve deeper into the world of this brain-eating amoeba, we'll discover ways to prevent infection and the symptoms to look out for. Knowledge is our best defense against this invisible enemy. Before we proceed, hit that subscribe button to stay updated. The next chapter is crucial. It's about prevention. Knowledge is power, and it's time we wield it against Naegleria fowleri. Knowledge is power. Knowing how to prevent Naegleria fowleri infection could save your life. Let's delve into some practical tips to keep this microscopic menace at bay. First and foremost, avoid swimming or diving in warm, stagnant freshwater bodies. This amoeba loves to luxuriate in warm, still waters, so consider this its prime real estate. If you're an avid water sports enthusiast, opt for sea swimming, chlorinated pools, or well-maintained hot tubs instead. Now, if you absolutely must take a dip in a freshwater lake or hot spring, use a nose clip or hold your nose shut. Remember, this amoeba enters the body through the nose, so keep this gateway firmly closed. The same rule applies when using neti pots for nasal irrigation. Always use sterile or distilled water, not tap water. Speaking of water, it's crucial to maintain a clean, well-chlorinated swimming pool if you have one. The chlorine effectively kills Naegleria fowleri, making your pool a safe place for a refreshing plunge. Let's not forget about the soil. Since this amoeba can also be found in dust and soil, avoid stirring up the dust while working on soil-based projects. Use dust suppression methods like keeping the soil wet, or wear a mask to prevent inhaling the dust. Avoid digging or stirring up sediment in warm freshwater bodies. These are the perfect hideouts for Naegleria fowleri. If you must, wear appropriate protective gear and wash thoroughly afterward. Finally, be aware of the temperature. Naegleria fowleri thrives in high temperatures. If you notice the water is unusually warm, it's best to steer clear. In the end, it all boils down to being mindful of where you swim and how you interact with water and soil in warm environments. The chances of contracting this infection are extremely low, but taking these precautions can make them even lower. Prevention is always better than cure, but what if someone is already infected? Let's discuss the symptoms of PAM and its treatment. Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM, is the disease caused by Naegleria fowleri. Let's decode its symptoms and treatment. Imagine feeling a severe and sudden headache as if a hammer is pounding inside your skull. Your neck grows stiff, and a fever starts to burn. You might experience nausea, vomiting, and even hallucinations. These are the initial symptoms of PAM, striking with a vengeance, typically within 5 to 7 days after infection. It's a stealthy disease, often mistaken for viral meningitis due to its similar symptoms. Now, how do we diagnose this invisible enemy? The most common method is by examining cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF, which is obtained through a lumbar puncture. The fluid is studied under a microscope for the presence of amoebae. However, this method is not foolproof, as the amoebae may not always be present in the fluid sampled. Because of the rapid progression and severity of the disease, immediate medical attention is critical. The sooner the treatment begins, the better the chances of survival. So what's the treatment? A drug called miltefosine, initially developed as a breast cancer treatment, has shown some promise against Naegleria fowleri. It's not a guaranteed cure, but it has helped save lives. Along with miltefosine, other drugs like amphotericin B, fluconazole, and rifampin are often used in combination to fight the amoeba. But here's the thing. These treatments are most effective when started early. That's why it's so important to seek medical help at the first signs of symptoms. Remember, time is of the essence with PAM. Sadly, the mortality rate for PAM is incredibly high, with only a handful of survivors reported worldwide. But don't let this dishearten you. It's a rare disease, and with awareness and preventive measures, the risks can be significantly reduced. PAM is devastating, but awareness is the first step to prevention. With knowledge in your arsenal, you are better equipped to guard against this microscopic menace. So, keep learning, stay aware, and take care. By now you understand the threat of the brain-eating amoeba. But what can you do about it? Understanding is one thing, action is another. It's not enough to know about Naegleria fowleri, we must also share this knowledge. Each one of us has a part to play. It's about more than just protecting ourselves, it's about protecting everyone. Knowledge can be a powerful vaccine. By sharing this video, you become a part of the solution, a warrior in the fight against this invisible enemy. You can help arm others with the knowledge they need to prevent infection, to recognize symptoms, and to seek prompt treatment. Imagine how many lives could be saved if every person who watched this video shared it with just one other person. The ripple effect could be monumental. So, let's create a wave of awareness, a tsunami of knowledge. Share this video, spread the word, and together we can help save lives. Remember, knowledge is power.